Well, hi there, kiwi farmers. I was almost gonna log in, and then I thought, no, I don't feel like doing all that much writing for them people. Bunch of pickle bastards, anyway. Just fucking back. Uh, they were impressed by my performance at the Trump rally. Um, the there's a if any of you have access to my Tommy J account, which I hope you don't. Uh, there's a number of there's a pretty nice one, a short one that you'll like from Veterans Day, when I found myself on an empty corner thinking it was lunch hour because there was a parade down the street, and caught a couple of vets for a couple of minutes and talking some shit with them. Um, there's a rather long one of the Tucson Standing Rock um, demonstration Tuesday night. Um, what the hell? Oh, there's something tomorrow night. I ain't going anywhere near that shit. There's supposed to be a violent demonstration um, in the park on 4th Avenue down past University. I ain't going near that. No, I just but yeah, you guys were impressed with a few things, that and the thing about transgender role models and organizers went off. I was going off on Abby Jensen and Claire Swinford. Um, I I don't want to. They managed not to get down on me for not being up to their proper transgender standards. They're like mother hens, and I can't. I'm saying that there's nothing to fight for here in this town. There's nothing to fight against. There's no hate crime that I see, that I hear about. And they're trying to say there is. And I'm saying, hey, you got to show it to me, like some real proof of that. 'Cause I ain't going with it. And you're counseling people um, who are involved in unsafe sex and are and planning on serious body modifications, and they're like very fragile mentally, and I'm not going to report on any kind of problems because of the new Trump administration, because you got a bunch of whiny little transsexuals. So it ain't happening to the rest of us. That's where that's at. And like I'm supposed to worry about some bureaucrat, some kind of counselor for the Southern Arizona AIDS Foundation, and an attorney. Please, crazy old hippie. I got a track record. I am a crazy old hippie. There were some funny things here. Um, yeah. Let's go back to the last time I spoke to these idiots. Um, somebody's busy commenting on stuff in my dead group with almost 600 people. Yeah, I know all about privileged white assholes because I was born into a family of them. But then I got thrown out. Um, I made a video about that. It's called About My White Privilege. I'm sure you guys will get into it. Because Chicken Man has to review the whole thing without falling asleep over 4 6-packs. Um, you know, get off that 35-year-old shit, man. It's something that happened once and never happened again. And really, all the women in my life, including that one, came on to me. So, fuck off. Um, come on, come on, come on. they're I don't like typing on touchpads, so I made some fucking idiots. Oh, I making some spelling errors, and I never went back and corrected. Whoop-de-doo, and took a blurry picture. I was standing there with the damn thing in my hand and the phone in the other hand, because I didn't want to have anything in the background they'd laugh at. Uh, that's just the camera. It's a crappy camera. Okay, well, here's Ginger Piglet. Superannuated hippies are pathetic. They're sort of like that weird kid in class that grows up to be the creep hat that still hangs around with teenagers when they're in their 20s or even 30s. Also, Tommy, your dinner looks like vomit. You say salvaged, everyone else says retrieved from a bin because it was out of date and crawling with bacteria. I bet when you unwrapped it, you got a nice blast of hydrogen sulfide in the face. Eh, Tom Tom? No, I didn't. I really didn't. And I was amazed because it had been vacuum packed. There's another one I haven't even opened yet. And it was a roasted pepper. I put it in the oven in an open roasting pan. They were roasted peppers. Fuck off. And you know, excuse me, but I have hundreds of superannuated hippie friends. There's about 50 of them I get together with every fucking Saturday. So like whatever social milieu you're part of, hey, beside the sun, enjoy your life. Don't try to put your fucking values on me. Don't try to put your fear and loathing on me. You know, if you don't like it, leave it, let it be. You know, I didn't ask. I didn't ask for a bunch of fucking voyeuristic, self-consumed twats to be examining my life. Most of you don't even. Oh boy. You're not even worth looking at. Like this floss man, just a total fucking idiot. That's Siamese cream. She's fucking nuts, or he, whatever. Here's where it is. Here's where it starts. This is Miles Prower. It says Tom went out and trolled an anti-Trump rally. I have to be honest, this is funny shit on his part. I'm not a him, Miles. If that isn't apparent to you, well, just try they. Because I'm not male. I'm not male. I may not be up to your standards of female, but I'm not male. And the kind of male that I am is really fucking dangerous, believe me. Semper yourself, pal. But yeah, senior hippie telling protesters to basically shut the fuck up because Trump hasn't done anything shitty yet. Well, this is the basic word that's coming out from my circles. It's like, hey, this is America. He doesn't have a clear majority. Fucking moral majority's never been moral or the majority. And so what? Yeah, it's a fucking horror movie cast he's putting together for a cabinet, but they still have to pass the laws and get the courts to agree to it and all that shit. It ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. We saw this shit in Germany. It is not gonna happen in America. Well, here's NAD7155. The old fart just went up a half a point on my scale of respect. What is up with the compression in those videos? Some parts look like fucking Minecraft. What can I say? It was a live stream on a cheap Android phone over what was constantly saying I had a weak connection. That's probably what it was. You know, it was a cheap phone, cheap gear, and I'm lucky it did what it did. It was really pretty tasty, the Cornish hen. It was nice with the basil stuffed in it and everything. It was nice. It was really good. I don't do "We Shall Overcome" on the saxophone. And you know, tin-eared wankers telling me how good I am. I don't care when people are handing me 10s and 20s on the street. and I get compliments from musicians and people that want to play with me. Just jam a little bit. So fuck off. Namaste, motherfuckers. Especially you, the jabroni. Whoever the fuck you are, you're a coward. Come and face me. Come and introduce yourself to me. Or just keep on being a coward, talking shit. Eventually, there is going to be a criminal complaint about this, and you're going to be charged with stalking. That's just the way it's going to be, pal. Unless you want to, show yourself to be a real man and walk up to me. And Tam the Wizard wants to know, Tommy, how have you not died from eating this garbage? Okay, that's a fair question. My biggest problem from eating the garbage is passing up on the stuff that gets me fat right now. I've taken about 20 pounds off in the last couple of months. When I first, let's get this straight. I am what I am. I was told that I am not this by my family. I just shut up and took it, but I didn't take it real well, and I'm prone to fits of rage, and I broke things, a lot of things, like my father's face. And they threw me out at 15. Fortunately, I had an aunt and uncle to take care of me until I was 18 and could take care of myself. And that's just the way it's been. I was gifted to my first involuntary psychiatric admission for my 21st birthday by my parents, and I've been stigmatized by that ever since. The government, I got shot for something I wrote, and the government wouldn't give me disability based on the injury, but they were more than happy to give me special sleeves initiative and nut me off forever. So okay, fine. I created real things with my nut check, and have financed my trip, and helped a lot of people all along the road all these years. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about any of it, because I feel good about it inside myself. John Trudell, rest his soul, or ex-party at Hardy or whatever. He said he asks, if you don't like yourself, how the fuck can you do anything for anybody else? I don't like the fact that I got a penis there, but I've learned to live with it, and I've been promised by the Holy Spirit that I'll be healed if I obey the commandments to live life loving living, and I've been doing the best I fucking can in the face of a lot of hatred coming at me. Fuck the fucking local saga. I'm having a real hard time not getting real personal about the transsexuals imposing their narrative on anybody else who calls themselves transgender. I've had enough of that fucking shit. Go get your Bangkok Bob and leave me the fuck out of your whole trip. Now, I support your right to do it, and I totally understand your need to do it, because I know from my own experience with gender dysphoria how excruciating it is to your brain. And that's all I need to say about that, because anybody who doesn't have any direct experience with gender dysphoria inside themselves, or a close friend or relative, you are filled with nonsense in your understanding of what transgenderism is. And this is strictly stress from allergies, for pollutants in the air. I mean, yeah, smoking some of it, but not the biggest part of it. The biggest part of it is dust and pollen. But anyway, getting back to when I first started eating garbage, when I first got kicked to the curb and was introduced to where the free food was at. The fellow that gave me my first lessons told me that in 35 years of picking trash, he'd only had food poisoning twice. And that was when he went to a restaurant a couple of times. And for myself, same thing. 35 years, the only time I ever got food poisoning was from a salad bar at a Wendy's in New Braunfels, Texas. Otherwise, I have a degree in marine science and studied microbiology and bacteriology and all that kind of happy shit. I was employed in gift food packaging business. So I know a little bit about freshness and what's safe to eat and what's not. Um, I don't, and the other thing, I'm not picking through the trash looking for little scraps. Okay, I'm looking for packages of things. I get a lot of white boxes that have food that had not been adulterated very badly at all. Just some of it had been eaten and then packed up for later, and then they decided they didn't want to eat it. And if it's still fresh enough to eat, I eat it. Packages, I get a lot of sealed packages, in date, or just like right over the date. A couple of days over the date. It's, oh well, these eggs are not. Oh, I just had to use them by the 12th of November. Well, here it is, the 14th of November. I better throw them away because they're no good now. Well, that's all bullshit. Your nose is your eye is gonna tell you. You can see when food is going bad. You can smell when food is going bad, and you will certainly taste it if you put some of that in your mouth. And that's how I haven't died, or anybody else has. I've fed tens of thousands of people with garbage over the years. Nobody's gotten sick and died. So what else? Yeah, it's eating garbage. And Miles, I'm on his good books for now. Oh yeah, it wasn't Laverne Cox. What that was a meme that Tommy Clinton had posted of Laverne Cox. Let me go find it because people were really digging the shit out of my comments on it. Well, let's see what Andrea. We have a new member in the caucus. She's all worried about Trump. Let's see what else she commented on. She's like, say what? Trump's the devil. Let's see what else she commented on. Yeah, she's like all like, reactionary left winger. But so what? I gotta deal with reactionary people on both wings. The same Goonie Bird. Let's see, did I put it in here? Oh yeah, here it is. So anyway, Tommy posted this meme of Laverne in the Transgender Community Coalition, a group that I didn't form, that I'm not banned from. I'm gonna stay, motherfuckers. Laverne's statement is, it is revolutionary for any trans person to choose to be seen and visible in a world that tells us we should not exist. And my comeback was, except for one thing, Laverne Cox, nobody in Tucson seems to feel that way about me, and I haven't spent a penny on body modifications, nor do I paint my face very often or wear corsets. Still, I'm obviously not a cis guy to anybody who isn't brain dead that spends more than a few minutes with me. I get read as male more often than female, but if somebody calls me sir or brother that isn't just blowing through, I say, no, please, call me ma'am or sister, and they do, without a trace of contempt in their voice. Very few people don't get it at all, and I've had almost no really stupid confrontations at all since coming out on April Fool's Day 2014. If any of you are living in communities where you're not accepted as you are, get the fuck out. Rainbow Family Trans Sisters, a group I did form that doesn't get a whole lot of business, but when we do, it's people in need of help, is there to help anybody find safe community health care and social services. And the comment that came added, Linda Lee, who is an IT professional up in the Chicago area, I've told folks that they have to consider moving to a friendlier area if they can't get the support they need where they are. That's where it's at, and I'll get into that later because my response to her was, the conventional wisdom handed down to me is that you need to get yourself into a safe, supportive environment and just do it. Step out of your boy or girl suit and don't look back. If you made a mistake, you'll know quickly. You have to be prepared to walk away from anybody who's the least bit resistant to your transition. And that includes immediate family and childhood friends. And Linda comes back with, it's not just transition. Friends and relatives don't realize how they can sabotage you in other areas, like telling girls they can't be good in STEM subjects or you won't be able to start a successful business. Others seem to want you to fail because they fear your success. And my response, I'm a public person, have too many people moving through my life to have any patience for anybody giving me the least bit of grief about anything. The criticism isn't constructive, it isn't welcome. And here's Andrea, and she's not a youngster. She's older than me, apparently. She was in high school from 1962 to 66. I was in high school from 68 to 72. Or 73, actually, because I fucked off my second year. I have always lived and been visible in a world that didn't know we existed until now. 30 years in the suburbs of LA and now in a small desert community. Maybe that's why I'm ready for trouble. I guess I'm determined to ram our existence down their throats. Somebody has to do it. Love it, beautiful. Nice to meet you, baby. Because that's where it's at. You know, the I don't know what's on the minds of the Saga people, but that's their trip. And besides that, I'm not transsexual. Their agendas catering to too much. You know, they're forcing their agenda down non-binary people's throats, and I'm just not taking it anymore. I'm not gonna put them down for anything but the fear mongering. There is no hate crime in Tucson that is happening against transgender people. I'm sorry. Until I see proof of it, I'm calling bullshit on that on both of them. But that's really about all. And this is probably more time than they deserve. You asked 20 minutes and 22 minutes of this shit. So kiwi farmers, eat me. And if you're wondering, you know, I'm really mostly a nice person and don't give a fuck about most things. No, it's just try to keep things in a good perspective. And you aren't going to see me bitching too much. You're certainly not going to see me throwing any tantrums about anything. I let the pressures from organized gangs of cyberbullies. There's 4 of them that fuck with me. Okay, there's not just you and the AM beasts. There's the rainbows, and they're dangerous because I see them in town and they're murderous little pimps. And there's the Zionists. You never know when they're going to come at you and where they're going to come at you from. I just stay clear of that shit, though. You ain't going to see it. You aren't going to see me on your site very often. You know, unless you get real nice about shit. I'm not a he. I'm not Tom. I don't care about, you know, if you don't want to accept me as a female, I don't care because I'm not really a regular female. I'm intersex. And anybody who cannot relate to me as a trans feminine person is not worthy of any kind of fucking grace. Happy day. Bye. Thanks for watching.